Hey everybody, this is the Impact Radio Show brought to you by the Florida Star. I am your host today, Reverend J Frederick, and today hosting with me, sitting in the producer corner, Miss Vanessa.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Before we get into it, we want to let you guys know to please do business with one of the oldest Black-owned companies in America. Now more than ever,
media companies
in America. Now more than important, it is important to support independent and locally owned media. Weekly subscriptions available at thefloridastar.com, thefloridastar.com, thefloridastar.com. So we have a good show for you today. We have a list of events as well as I will be bringing you the moment. How have you been doing today, Vanessa? You been doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hodgepodge of everything.
Yes, we are just getting a move on and celebrating Martin Luther King this past weekend and, still getting into it. But hey, for those of you that are getting ready for a quiet night inside on this fine Thursday evening, call in now. We are listening in and around the area to see what messages have impacted you this week. There are plenty of events, television shows, radio stations.
You could be anywhere in the world.
You could be anywhere. We want to thank
you here with us tonight. Yes. Thank you.
So check in with us. Make sure that you call 904-766-3401 before 8:50 p.m. and we'll take your calls off the air.
All right.
Next week
we will be joined by Mr. Darrell Goodman. I'm excited about next week.
Yes, I'm excited about him too. African gentleman is going to be making his first appearance of the year at the West African Fashion Show next week, and
Wonderful.
It is being put on by Mr. Darrell Goodman. He's
an African designer, and he's going to be talking to us about some of his upcoming fashion show and some other projects I'm sure he's got going on. You guys don't want to miss it. And as usual, we will be excited to share an impactful moment with Reverend J Frederick II next week from Faith Under Construction Group. And of course, I will be I'll be following up with some stories like why a lot of entrepreneurs feel like they have to leave Jacksonville to gain notoriety.
I was just talking about Mr. Darrell Goodman about that today.
Yeah, so join us here next week, Thursday, same time for some more of the Impact Radio Show.
Yes.
Go ahead, host.
For those of you that are on the way out tonight or planning upcoming week, be safe and hear the Certified Thursday Night Rundown. This event rundown is brought to you by the Ritz Theater and Museum. And Mr. Bobby Rush and a new exhibit is opening this weekend. Don't let the people tell you nothing about it. Go and see it for yourself because you want to see it. More information is at the Ritz Theater. RitzJacksonville.com. RitzJacksonville.com. One more time. RitzJacksonville.com.
All right. Also on the rundown, we have a few events for you. Journey to Florida, the closing celebration at the Jessie. That's on the 20th tomorrow from 5 to 8. That's at the old library on Adams and Ocean Street downtown. Now, Journey to Florida is the name of the exhibit. It's been on display at the Jessie since November. So they're celebrating the end of it, this partnership between Weave Tales and the Jessie, with this special event that highlights the power of inclusion and belonging in Jacksonville. During the event, you can expect to experience multicultural foods and entertainment, as well as hear from storytellers from around the world and local business leaders and educators on the value of celebrating diversity and creating greater inclusion and belonging in our communities. We hope you'll walk away with new awareness and new friends and an excitement for ideas to practice in your community.
Young, Gifted, and Black new exhibit opening at the Ritz Theater and Museum, January 20th, 5:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Ritz Theater. Young, Gifted, and Black opening reception is on Friday at 5:30 at the Ritz Theater and Museum in downtown Jacksonville. Live music, a poet performance, and some light refreshments. You know, everybody knows about the refreshments at the church. Artists will be available for a meet and greet, and everyone is encouraged to join the next up showcase after the reception.
So this is what's going on this weekend. We've got the exhibit at the Ritz, the next up showcase, which is like local, young, normally Black, gifted, talented people performing on the stage. And then on the 22nd, we've got Bobby Rush, and I got an opportunity to interview him this weekend, this past week, and man, he is ready to go. If you are a fan of blues music, just blues music, period, which we can say is the mother of music. If you're a fan of blues music, on the 22nd, meet me at the Ritz. Go to the box office, and the first 20 people to say "do and talk" can get in for free. Just like that. Say "do and talk" to the box office, and the first 20 people, you come in and enjoy the show with me. After that, we can work. And if you don't make the 20 people, we can work and get you the best deal on the spot for some tickets, okay?
Hey, listen, that man is mean on a harmonica or a harp, as he would say.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, he can make that thing talk.
It was eye-opening experience. He still has so much more to give. He's got an album out right now, so please come and experience. If you like blues music, come to the Ritz on the 22nd. See Bobby Rush with us, with the crew.
He's about one of the only people I've heard that makes blues and rap like that, though.
Yeah. He's done a lot of. I asked him a good question about like how music has changed, and he said the blues is eternal. The blues is your everyday. So everybody can write a blues song. Everybody's got the blues. It's almost a part of the human experience.
Yes, definitely.
And then we get the Queens of Gospel. They're going to be at the Potter's House on the 29th from 7 to 9:30. Doors open at 6 p.m. That's the Potter's House on Normandy.
Yes, and Yolanda Adams is coming to Bethel Church this Saturday. It's Power Up Production. Bishop Terry L. Hill Jr. is bringing in Miss Yolanda Adams. Listen, I'm a longtime fan. I remember when she came down to Jacksonville for Hopeville. Always a good show. So yes, definitely go check out Yolanda Adams.
Yay! Please do. And we are up against an ad break. When we come back, we'll be doing our news break from the headlines of the Florida Star, and you'll get a moment with Reverend CJ you don't want to miss. Take it easy. Sorry, guys. I'm late with the ads.
Welcome back. It is your host tonight, Reverend J Frederick, and producing, little Ollie than normal.
Oh, really? We're trying something new. We're switching it up
a little bit. But welcome back to the Impact Radio Show, presented to you by the Florida Star. Don't forget to do business with a trailblazing business, female-owned, independent media company. Help preserve the legacy of Miss Clara McLaughlin by supporting the Florida Star today. Ask your favorite local business to carry the current issues. More information.
Ask the business
to carry the Star. Carry the star. Make sure y'all get the star in there. TheFloridStar.com, The Florida Star. Make sure they go and look at TheFloridStar.com.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's a quick news break for the listeners of the Victory Station, 1360 AM and 94.7 FM. Speaking of Miss McLaughlin, Claire McLaughlin's daughter and grandson visit Jacksonville. Miss Renetta McLaughlin Felfy and Xavier Paul Felfy, daughter and grandson of Miss Claire McLaughlin, owner and publisher of the Florida Star newspaper, arrived in Jacksonville, Florida on Saturday the 7th, and they visited New Bethlehem Church and some friends and family. So welcome, guys. Hope you had a chance to listen to the station.
Florida education officials, African American Studies AP course lacks educational value.
Quote, lacks educational value. Wow.
By Karen Varn. Florida high school students won't have access to new advanced placement courses on African American Studies after the Department of Education rejected the class, saying its curriculum violates state law. Right. Citing no specifics, that's convenient. The department office articulation wrote in a letter to a college board official January 12th that the class is inexplicably contrary to Florida law and significantly lacks educational value. But y'all didn't mention nothing specific though. A department spokesman did not immediately return and request for information on what aspects of the curriculum violates Florida law.
Oh, I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to it and it stinks.
Right.
Oh man, the Buccaneers fired their offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich among sweeping staff departures. This is by Jared Dubin. Leftwich was the offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay for 4 seasons. What you gotta say?
He was calling all of the plays when they won the Super Bowl. He was calling all the plays when they went on their streak. So now all of a sudden, because Tom Brady arm is limp.
Wait a minute.
Now Byron Leftwich got to get fired because nobody has the guts to go in there and tell Tom Brady it's time to retire. It's okay because it's five jobs open. That man ain't gonna not have a job long. It's 5 NFL jobs open.
You're right. In the wake of a blowout loss in the hands of the Dallas Cowboys on Super Wild Card Weekend, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made sweeping changes to their coaching staff. The team announced on Thursday.
Some of them made changes themselves. They just quit. He's like, you know what? We're gonna retire.
Hey, sometimes it is like that. And hey, if they said somebody quote said, we appreciate the hard work and the contribution of all these coaches that made to our successes over the past 4 seasons, said the head coach Todd Bowles. As a collective group, we did not meet the high standards that have been set for this past year, and my focus now is on doing what is needed to ensure a successful 2023 season.
We've been waiting all day to hear if he's going to get fired too.
Wow.
Black coach, you know how they do.
These were very difficult decisions, but something that I felt was necessary for our football team going forward. So it might have been we didn't make it to the dance. So y'all gotta go.
Blame everybody but Brady. That's the thing. Blame everybody but Brady.
Well, Tom always knows how to. I mean, he
guess some cash apps ain't go through. If you are interested in submitting a story,
PayPal,
Venmo, some of them got hung up. Please, if you are interested in submitting a story to the newspaper, please contact Do and Talk. That is Do_and_talk on all major social media platforms. She's always doing stuff and definitely talking about it.
Auntie Hootle, are you an amazing person? You. Yes, you. Are you an amazing person that has an impact to share with the community? Email us at impactradiofloridastar@gmail.com, or you can call it now. And we'll get your information on the commercial break because we want you to have this fun time with us on the Impact Radio Show. How many different ways can we support the show, CJ?
So you can definitely start by getting a subscription by going to thefloridastar.com.
Definitely easy.
Less than a cup of coffee, you blow without even thinking about it. This is the price of what a subscription
and then
costs.
The mail goes to your email. You know how like mail used to go to your front yard and you had to go outside and you had to like risk seeing your neighbors and stuff like that. And what shoes do you want to wear outside? You want to wear outside shoes, or you want to wear your inside shoes and bring the outside inside.
Bonnets are cool now, so you ain't, but you still ain't got to worry about
Yeah, but it depends on what neighborhood you in still, because some HOAs are against all of that. So
another way you can support is that you can let your favorite Black-owned business carry the newspaper.
Ask them to carry it. Ask, they used to be available at Dollar Generals. You can get them at the Dollar General. You can ask people to carry it. Harvey sometimes has them.
Yes.
And you can just ask your Black-owned business, hey, you can make a quick little couple of cents off the paper. You can put your ad in the paper. You're perpetuating independent Black media.
Hey, and if you're asking yourself, who reads printed papers anymore? The Florida Star is also digital. So you can also read online.
Straight to your email. You don't have to go outside and worry about buying in the HOA. You can just go to your email inbox and it's right there.
It is right.
You can also support the show by producing some ad space, or you could sponsor a segment. Our moments can be sponsored by businesses, and you can take that time to tell them your impactful moment.
All right. African Gentlemen Going Broke sponsor some of these businesses.
Speaking of which,
as our children are trying to call us in the middle of a live radio.
Y'all know what time it
is.
You can also, like I said, if you're an interesting person, an amazing person in the community, you could be a guest on the show.
Yes. Or if you are a writer, you can also put in an article. Let us know about some of the impactful things that are going on in your neighborhood right here in Duval or in Southern Georgia. We would be interested to know what stories you have to tell.
You're starting a business, you got an event, people need to know about it. We would love to be a part of your marketing strategy, a part of your mouthpiece to the community, to let people know what you got going on.
Hey, and so we don't be dressing up for no reason. We would love for you guys to go to YouTube, look up the Florida, look up the Impact Radio Show by the Florida Star, subscribe, and you can watch us and see the faces that go along with some of those voices. You can also go on Facebook and join the Impact Radio Show by the Florida Star group, and you will see us when we go live. And we would love to have your comments, and you'll get a chance to win some free tickets. We like to interact with our audience, so please make sure that you go on those viewing platforms to check us out on YouTube and on Facebook.
We plan on switching it up. We don't want your 8:30, block of time to get boring, to get stale. We want to switch it up. We want to introduce you guys to something new. Just open your minds, get you prepared. This is Friday Eve, okay? And we are the Impact Radio Show.
Friday Eve.
We are once again up against an ad break. You do not want to miss this impactful moment with the Reverend J Frederick on the other half of this. And we'll just be excited to see you next week on Thursday at the same time, same place. DJ Will, take us out, please.
Now the Florida Star, Northeast Florida's largest and most read African-American newspaper, serving since 1951 in more than 200 locations. The Florida Star, news you can use, news you can trust, the people's choice, striving to make a difference.
CJ for bringing you your impactful moment, which is big and embroidered wrapped around their necks that they could barely walk. Jesus said that they would have phylacteries, which was those things that they wrote scriptures in, almost like a fortune cookie that they would tie to their head. It would be so big it would cover both of their eyes. Just look at you. Doing extra, he said they wore extra long tassels on their robes, just to show how holy and religious they are. And you know what they were doing? They were doing religion for the spectators. Saying that during offering time, and they would have, you have Apostle, Bishop, Dr. Reverend so-and-so from down by the railroad side Baptist Church giving $500 and play a horn, because they were doing it all for spectators.
And so you mean they were like dressing up all fancy and being all flashy when they were congregating as a community, and
everything they were doing had nothing to do what it was meant to do, which was to wash them inwardly. So bad that he said that he reminds them of coffins. Beautiful on the outside, yes, but full of dead men's bones. Definitely. What you don't want to do is getting out there trying to live your life for show. You don't want to follow your visions for show. You don't want to try to raise kids, do anything for show, because it's going to cause you to put on this grandstand that it may make you look great on the outside, but on the inside, you don't feel fulfilled. You're not doing the right steps that you should be going through in order to get to the process the right way. You're sacrificing safety and posture to try to get more weight in the air, and all you're doing is what we don't call lifting weights, we just call moving weight.
Wait a minute.
You're not even working out. You just going through the motions. This shoulder hurt, you got structural issues going on, all that stuff, because you're trying to impress and overperform, or you being underdeveloped because you're letting all of these odds make you underperform. You could have been hit 225 a long time ago.
Sure.
But because, you could have been started that business a long time ago, but because, people are always saying, well, you're doing too much. Your education ain't right. Stop doing it for those people who always got something negative to say. You on the inside know what level you on. Because God talks to you. The same Holy Spirit that talks to everybody with a microphone, if you listen,
wait a minute,
he'll talk to you too.
If you clean the gunk out your ears, you might hear him too. The Holy Spirit kind of reminds me of a microwave. Okay. It's like everybody take the microwave and all they want to do is warm stuff up or defrost stuff. You can bake a cake Yeah,
in a microwave.
like a cupcake.
You can actually, prepare meals with more than, time and start in a microwave.
Okay.
But people get so used to just this basic function of a microwave. Hey, I'm warming up dinner for the night before, and they ignore all the other functions that is on the thing.
They say it's 222 is the perfect number for the popcorn.
Perfect number for the popcorn. What they use it for? A clock.
That's it.
Holy Spirit.
They don't use it for a clock.
No, they don't. No.
I think it's just blinking.
It's just blinking. But a lot of people take the Holy Spirit and they think that it's only meant to make you flip over pews. That it's only meant to make you, speak in tongues. It also empowers you. It also empowers you not to sin. It also empowers you to know your left from your right. It also comforts you. It also counsels you. It's not just a thing that make you feel good after a good emotional high. The Holy Spirit has multiple functions, and we only dab into warming our food up. So this impactful moment, if I could tell you anything, take a honest evaluation of yourself. Live out for you. Do not live for the spectators, because the one thing about the Pharisees that they didn't realize is how silly they looked like trying to walk upstairs wearing clothes that were too big to walk in. Can you imagine in their mind, they look real dignified? Like you can see the whole 10 commandments on this stole, and then you trip up the stairs like our dear President Biden. Because, they overperform.
Yeah.
Or people expecting so much potential from people who, if they just had enough faith to get beyond the people looking at them, if they just believed in the strength that they had in themselves, they can actually do it, because they're not doing it for the spectators.
Wait a minute.
So do yourself a favor. Don't live for the show. Don't perform for the spectators. Perform for you. Know yourself. And this has been your impactful moment, brought to you by Kingdom Builders.
Wow. You know what? That was a word, because as we start this new year, there's different ways to get motivation. You know what I mean? And some people say, I'm motivated. I do it for my haters. That's really not a good sustaining way to motivate yourself.
What you going to do when you run out of haters? Now you're doing it for the haters that you made on the way up to this point?
Yeah, when you're tired and you like, no, the spite is going to keep me going. That's some dangerous territory. All right. But so much gratitude to you all for listening, to our writers and our producers. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, the Florida Star, our partners, the Ritz Theater and Museum, African Lady, African Gentleman Doing Talk, Crumple for Success. The kids out there are doing some great things. The Purpose Resuscitator, Hollywood Productions, the Ritz Writers, the Thrift Herd, Kingdom Builders Group, and 904 The Record. Special thanks to our guests today, CJ, with the impactful moment. I like to think of you as a guest.
I'm here every Thursday.
But in order for people to know that you can be a guest and do the impactful moment.
Yes.
Our guest, Reverend CJ, for his impactful moment.
I don't like studying all the time. Somebody else can,
Ooh, that's true. It can get to be a lot. But, and also to you, our listener, thank you. Please feel free to reach out to us at Impact Radio Florida Star. All one word. Impact Radio Florida Star at gmail.com. My name is Vanessa Davis. And you can find me at do_and_talk at all major social media platforms.
And I am Reverend J Frederick. You can find me African Gentleman on Facebook and African_Gentleman13 on Instagram.
We will see you next week with African designer Darrell Goodman. Now back
to your regular scheduled gospel.
Thank you. Hey, we made it. And we did it.
Slid in like 5 heartbeats. This music does kind of make you want to do the corny robot though.
The corny robot? Is the robot not corny?
It all depends on who's doing the robot. I've seen some pretty impressive robots. You're right, it is corny.
You have been listening to the radio broadcast.